In 2016, Tom Hanks received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, an honor reserved for civilians who have made exceptional contributions to American culture. It was a formal acknowledgement of his status as America's Dad, a title backed by years of Forbes rankings identifying him as the most trusted celebrity. This prestigious reputation stands in sharp contrast to his origins. In the 1980s, Hanks described his younger self as a geek and a spaz, a persona that defined his early work in low-budget slasher films, raunchy comedies, and sitcoms based on slapstick premises. The transformation poses a specific question. How does a comic actor known for juvenile energy evolve into the modern heir to James Stewart? This wasn't an accident of aging, but a calculated shift in style. During the early 1990s, Hanks began intentionally moving away from high-energy comedy toward grounded, dramatic scripts. He decided to strip away what he called his pretentiously fake comedic persona. By removing the exaggerated performances of his youth, he began to refine cinema's most difficult and durable archetype, the everyman. This process required a total physical and emotional overhaul, starting with his role in Philadelphia. To portray a lawyer fighting the establishment while suffering from AIDS, Hanks lost 35 pounds and thinned his hair, forcing the audience to confront his frailty. He followed this immediately with Forrest Gump. The role solidified his new persona, placing him at the center of monumental historical events, while armed with nothing more than innate, simple decency. Through these roles, Hanks realized that audiences in the 1990s didn't necessarily want a superhero. They wanted a mirror that reflected the complexities of their own lives. This approach stood apart from the typical action stars of the era. While others prioritized physical invincibility, Hanks leaned into emotional relatability. Vulnerability became the foundational tool of his dramatic career. By showing fear and exhaustion on screen, he built a level of audience trust usually reserved for close friends or family. Hanks often tests this everyman persona by placing his characters into harrowing historical crucibles. In Saving Private Ryan, he is a regular schoolteacher forced to lead a squad through the chaos following D-Day. His performance is defined by human fear rather than bravado. He famously used an uncontrollable hand tremor to show the physical toll of leadership. He used a similar restraint for his survival in Castaway. For long stretches of the film, he avoids theatrical effects, focusing instead on the quiet, desperate reality of isolation. This aligns with Roger Ebert's theory on Hanks's effectiveness. Ebert argued that Hanks wins sympathy through the honesty in his eyes and grounded body language, often communicating more through silence than through dialogue. By showing a regular man terrified by extraordinary circumstances, Hanks provided a new model for on-screen leadership, one defined by endurance rather than absence of fear. By the 2000s, his career underwent a distinct transition. Because the audience had developed absolute confidence in his grounded persona, directors began casting him almost exclusively as the surrogate for real American figures. In Apollo 13, he played Jim Lovell, embodying the calm, analytical competence associated with the early space program. This pattern continued as he portrayed modern professionals in moments of crisis, such as Captain Richard Phillips and the pilot Chesley Sully Sullenberger. He eventually transitioned into portraying cultural icons like Walt Disney and Fred Rogers. In these roles, his established warmth served as a necessary bridge to the audience's own memories of these figures. The actor who began as a comedic protagonist had become the trusted vessel for authentic American history. In a cinematic landscape increasingly dominated by CGI spectacles and dark anti-heroes, Hanks remains an outlier. CGI stands for computer-generated imagery, digital effects used to create non-human environments and invincible characters. The financial result is clear. He has generated nearly $10 billion globally, built not on special effects, but on human empathy. This stems from a simple connection. While many stars embody fantasies, Hanks embodies our actual everyday lives. Roger Ebert famously called the camera a lie detector. To play these roles effectively, Hanks must be a fundamentally decent person or an impossibly talented actor. Ultimately, Tom Hanks proves that even in an industry defined by spectacle, ordinary human decency remains a reliable foundation for a blockbuster legacy.